Every country's had their sort of Paul Revere. America had Paul Revere. France had Joan of Arc, who did other things and probably deserves her own video. The Smurfs had this psychopath. And Canada had Laura Secord. Oops, wrong one. Laura Secord was born on the 28th of February 1777 to Elizabeth Dewey as her mom and Thomas Ignor's role as her dad, and in Massachusetts. Her father had fought in the American Revolutionary War on the side of the Patriots, but then decided to move to Canada, which is very weird. I mean, you just fought against the British, but now you're going to live in one of their colonies. They then settled down in Queenston, where they had a nice little log.
Easton! Stop this and get to where the cool stuff happens!
Silence, you filthy degenerate. Laura then proceeded to get married to a man called James Secord, of which she gets her last name from. James Secord, among other young men, had served under Major General Isaac Brooke, the defender of Upper Canada in the War of 1812. Now, he probably deserves his own video, and I'm definitely going to because he's the coolest man ever and he's my favorite guy in all of history. But for now, all you need to know is that James served under him. And then there was the Battle of Queenston Heights, of which, yes, James served under him, but was badly injured. And then some American soldiers were coming up to him, murdering the other British wounded along the way. It is said that Laura heard James cry for help and rushed over to save him. The confused American soldiers probably didn't know what to do, but then their officer came and told them to spare them, in which they were fine with. When Laura and James returned home, they found their store had been looted. When the Americans took a nice freedom stroll across the upper Canadian border, they billeted lots of houses. Now, billeted is when soldiers are staying in a resident's home, whether or not they like it. Now, this must have been very tough for Laura, because her store being looted, her husband being too injured to really do anything, and now American officers were discussing secret plans as she fed them dinner. Wait, what? Secret plans? Dang, she better go tell the British. Now, this wasn't your average trip to the store. This was 32 kilometers. And this had a lot of danger, such as wolves, thieves, bears, drunk American soldiers who would shoot anything that moved, coyotes. Eventually, though, her niece did join her like halfway around the walk, but eventually decided to go home because, 32-kilometer walk. She eventually reached a Mohawk camp where they took her to Captain Fitzgibbon, who was the commander of the British forces, and she told them the secret plans, which allowed them to be prepared, and which led to a decisive victory at the hands of the British and Native Americans. Laura didn't really get any credit after this because, she was a woman, so they kind of just put her out of it. However, her story would be told years after the war, and she lived to the rightful age of 93 years old, which is pretty long. And now we have a good chocolate company named after her, which sells diabetic treats, sugar-free chocolate. And that's good for me because I have type 1 diabetes. This is History with Ethan, and thank you for watching. I was going to do this on March 5th, but then I got impatient. Vote on the next topic.